If you watched NBA basketball in the 1990s, you probably remember Rik Smits, the 7'4" center from the Netherlands who became a cornerstone of those tough Indiana Pacers teams that challenged Michael Jordan's Bulls during their Eastern Conference battles. But if you're newer to the game, you might not appreciate just how fascinating Smits' career really was. Let's talk about the man they called the Dunking Dutchman. Rik Smits wasn't your typical basketball prodigy. Born in Eindhoven, Netherlands in 1966, he didn't even play basketball until he was 14 years old. That's practically ancient in today's world of youth academics and AAU circuits. He was just a tall, skinny kid who, at the suggestion of his gym teacher, decided to give basketball a try. After developing his game in the Netherlands, Smits found his way to Marist College in New York. Hardly a basketball powerhouse, but his dominance at the smaller school caught scouts' attention. By his senior year, the once awkward Dutch kid had transformed into a polished prospect, averaging 24.7 points and 8.9 rebounds per game. The 1988 NBA draft was essentially the Danny Manning sweepstakes. The Kansas Star went first overall to the Los Angeles Clippers, as everyone expected. But with the second pick, the Indiana Pacers selected Smits, a move that raised some eyebrows at the time. Looking back, it's pretty remarkable that Smits was picked ahead of players like Mitch Richmond and even Reggie Lewis. While he never reached the superstar level of some of his draft contemporaries, the Pacers' gamble definitely paid off. The early years were not easy. Smits struggled with consistency and the physical nature of the NBA game. But by his third season, something clicked. Working alongside Reggie Miller, Smits developed a beautiful mid-range shooting touch that was practically unheard of for a 7-footer in that era. His soft hands, his nimble footwork around the basket made him a unique offensive weapon. The 1990s Pacers teams featured Smits, Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, and later Dale Davis and Antonio Davis, were persistent contenders. And Smits was often the secret weapon, the skilled big man who could pull opposing centers away from the basket and create mismatches. His finest moment probably came during the 1995 playoffs against Shaquille O'Neal and the Orlando Magic. In Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals, with the Pacers facing a potential 3-1 deficit, Smits hit a game-winning jumper over Tree Rollins at the buzzer. The Market Square Arena crowd went absolutely bonkers. That shot, known as Rick Roll, remains one of the most iconic moments in Pacers history. Smits made just one All-Star team in his career in 1998, which honestly feels a bit light considering his production. During his prime years from 1993 to 1999, he averaged around 18 points and 7 rebounds per game, with shooting percentages that would make many of today's big men jealous. What made Smits special was his combination of size and skill. He had a shooter's touch with center size, able to knock down 15 to 18-foot jumpers with remarkable consistency. What many fans did not realize was Smits played most of his career in constant pain. He suffered from nerve damage in both feet, requiring multiple surgeries throughout his career. Every morning, he'd have to soak his feet in ice water just to be able to walk to the bathroom. By the end of his career, the pain had become nearly unbearable. This context makes his accomplishments even more impressive. He wasn't just battling opposing centers, he was fighting his own body every night. Rik Smits retired in 2000 after the Pacers' run to the NBA Finals, where they fell to the Kobe-Shaq Lakers. While he never won a championship, he left behind a legacy as one of the most successful international players of his era, paving the way for a European revolution that would transform the NBA in the decades to come. After basketball, Smits embraced his other passions, motorcycles. He became an avid collector of vintage bikes and even competed in motocross events, a surprising post-career move for someone who battled foot problems throughout his playing days. When we talk about the best international players in NBA history, names like Dirk Nowitzki, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Giannis rightfully dominate the conversation. But Rik Smits deserves his flowers too. For 12 years, the Flying Dutchman gave Pacers fans something to cheer about, helping transform a struggling franchise into a perennial contender. He wasn't flashy, he didn't seek the spotlight, and he played through pain that would have sidelined many others. In an era dominated by centers like Hakeem, Ewing, Robinson, and Shaq, Smits more than held his own and with a unique skill set that in many ways foreshadowed the modern NBA big man. So the next time someone brings up the great centers of the 1990s, do not forget to mention Rik Smits, the gentle giant from the Netherlands who became an Indiana legend. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and stay safe.